Hjertelig velkommen til andre webinar for Alsos virtuelle roadshow. I dag skal det handle om Microsoft Partner Center og spesielt insentiver, og titlen på webinaret er jo hvordan man kan maksimere utbytte av sin partneravtale gjennom altså Cloud Marketplace. Mitt navn er Felix Starkan, jeg jobber som Cloud Sales Specialist i Also. Vi har også med oss to andre personer i dag. Vi har med oss Morten Skogli fra Microsoft, som skal holde et lite innslag. Og så har vi også med oss Sebastian Smith fra Partner Care Europe, som skal holde brorparten av dette webinaret. Før vi setter i gang, så er det greit å ta litt i perspektiv dette roadshowet og webinarene som har vært, og de som kommer til å komme i de oppkommende ukene. Denne tirsdagen så startet vi med et webinar angående Dynamics 365, angående Sales Professional og Business Central, og i dag skal det jo handle om insentiver og Microsoft Partner Center. Neste uke så har vi to webinarer som kommer til å handle om Azure, et som handler om Azure på norsk jord, og et som handler om Windows Virtual Desktop, og den påfølgende uken så kommer det til å være hele 4 webinarer. Mandag og fredag kommer det til å handle om sikkerhet, og da tirsdag og onsdag kommer det til å handle om Microsoft Teams, spesielt fokus mot bedriftstelefoni og brukeradopsjon. Den siste uken så kommer det til å handle mye om ISV-er, først et innslag fra Viste, som er en e-postsikkerhetstjeneste, og så avslutter vi med et webinar som tar inn flere ulike ISV-er, som kommer til å presentere sin løsning. Det er også verdt å merke gjennom webinaret, så har dere en sånn questions-fane, så hvis dere har spørsmål, still gjerne de, så skal vi ta og belyse de ettersom. Yes, da hopper vi inn i dagens agenda på hva dette webinaret her skal handle om. Så jeg skal starte med å ha en liten introduksjon, hvor vi først skal se litt på hvordan det er å leve i partnerskap med Microsoft, spesielt på denne indirect-modellen og dere som en indirect reseller. Vi skal se litt på de nye insentivsatsene som har kommet nå fra og med 1. oktober, hva som egentlig gjelder nå. Så skal vi se litt på Coop-midler, for dette er den store endringen som gjerne har skjedd fra fjoråret. Og så kommer jo Partner Care inn, og de skal jo snakke om det titlen på webinaret her handler om, og det er jo hvordan man skal maksimere utbyttet sitt av sin Microsoft partneravtale. Så en ting jeg ønsker å starte med å snakke om er å tydeliggjøre litt de rollefordelingene som eksisterer for de ulike partene på denne indirect-modellen til Microsoft. For vi har alle en partneravtale. Vi i Also mener jeg har en Microsoft Partner Agreement for da oss som en indirect provider. Dere som en indirect reseller har også en Microsoft Partner Agreement for deres rolle, og så har du selvfølgelig sluttkunden som har en Microsoft Customer Agreement. Og til syvende og sist da, så er det jo sluttkunden som står i sentrum, og dette er både for Microsoft, dette er for Also, og dette er for handler. Men til syvende og sist da, så er det jo gjerne dere som forhandler som faktisk implementerer, drifter og supporterer disse løsningene basert på Microsoft-teknologi, og det er dere som sitter tettest på kunden. Og Microsoft er jo et enormt foretak, og dere som forhandler trenger jo ofte bistand, enten det er i form av lisensrådgivning, hvis det er i form av teknisk pre-sales, støtte internt for opplæring både på salg og teknisk, eller generelt bare det å holde seg oppdatert på alt som skjer i Microsoft-universet. Og ofte så prøver man å få disse svarene direkte fra Microsoft, og kan ofte da møte en liten barriere da, og veien kan føles veldig lang for å få besvart de spørsmålene som man har da. Og det føles ikke helt som en ekte samarbeid. Det er selvfølgelig mulig å gå direkte til Microsoft og få svar gjennom eget eller andre sitt nettverk, men det er umulig å få til et kontinuerlig samarbeid da, og det grunnen til at dette motsier mye av hvordan denne tier 2 eller indirekt modellen fungerer. Så Microsoft Norge sin kapasitet går jo mot sine manager accounts og sine direct bill partnere, og det er nettopp der Altså kommer inn da. Altså gjennom vårt partnerskap og samarbeid mot Microsoft så sørger vi for at vi blir en forlengelse i en stor grad da, av Microsoft, og at vi har det vi trenger for å best mulig kunne supportere dere da. Og vi har også med oss, som nevnt tidligere, vi har med oss en gjest i dag, Morten Skogli fra Microsoft. Du kan jo ta en liten kjapp intro om deg selv og vektlegge litt viktigheten av den trekanten her da.
Det kan jeg. Hei sann, så da mitt navn Morten Skogli, og jeg jobber som det som heter Partner Development Manager i Microsoft. Det vil egentlig si at jeg jobber tett med noen få utvalgte partnere, som for eksempel da altså, så at vi kan sammen da få til nå og utvikle oss på en måte som vi ikke hadde fått til hver for oss. Altså jo en utrolig viktig partner for Microsoft, og kan på mange måter ses på som en forlenget arm av Microsoft, og en veldig viktig link i denne trekanten for at dere som indirect resellers kan få best mulige forutsetninger for å kunne drive en god leveranse til sluttkunden. Så vi i Microsoft har da et tett samarbeid med altså, og vi prøver å gjøre vårt ytterste for å gi den hjelpen til altså som de trenger, sånn at de kan videre da støtte dere rundt deres satsingsområder på Microsoft sin teknologi. Takk.
Takk for innspillet, Morten. Vi tar og hopper videre i agendaen. Jeg har lyst til å se litt på de insentivsatsene som gjelder i år. Det som først greit å bemerke for alle som med, at du må være minimum silver, oppnå en kompetanse på minimum silver partnernivå for å kunne motta insentiver. Og for de av dere som kjent med insentiver, så det ikke noen enorme forskjeller kontra fjorårets satser da. Du har dine core rates som du mottar på build revenue på henholdsvis Azure, Modern Work, Security og Biceps, og så har du ulike akseleratorer som legger seg på toppen av den core raten som du mottar da. Og den store forskjellen da, fra i fjor til i år jo den nye splitten på hvordan utbetaling skjer mellom da rebate og co-op, hvor du nå mottar 60% rebate, altså rene penger, og 40% co-op, som da markedsføringsmidler. Så la oss snakke litt mer om disse co-op-fundsene. Det veldig viktig å bemerke at det finnes en threshold, så over en 6 måneders periode så må du tjene minimum $4,000 i insentiver for å kunne være eligible for å motta disse co-op-midlene her da. Så hvis du tjener inn under det her, så vil jo alt bli utbetalt som en rebate. Og co-op det kan jo brukes på en haug av ulike aktiviteter innenfor de 3 områdene som du ser på skjermen her, demand generation, market development og partner readiness. Og all informasjon i forhold til hvilke aktiviteter man kan gjennomføre, etc., det finner man i den Partner Incentives co-op guidebooken, som jeg kommer til å henvise en link til senere i presentasjonen, hvor man kan gå inn og laste ned den. Ta dere litt gjennom gangen i hvordan dette her claimes. Her kommer jeg også til å provide en del ressurser som dere kan bruke. Men til bunn og grunn da, så har dere en earning-periode som strekker seg over 6 måneder. Og da det de påfølgende 6 månedene hvor man må claime og bruke disse co-op markedsføringsmidlene da. Så planlegging jo veldig viktig, jo utrolig viktig her da, og også claime co-op-fundingen så nærme gjennomført arrangement som mulig. Du ser jo hvis du venter til aller siste dato, så kan det hende at Microsoft kommer tilbake og ønsker noe mer proof of execution eller lignende, så det veldig greit å være veldig på akkurat det her da. Litt ressurser rundt co-op funding. Dette en e-postadresse som man kan benytte seg av for å sende hvis man usikker på om en aktivitet kvalifiserer som en co-op-aktivitet, så kan man bruke den mailadressen her for å få en pre-approval. Du har også en link her til en del co-op-ressurser. Blant annet her så kan du laste ned den co-op-guidebooken, hvor det står veldig detaljert eksempler på type aktiviteter under de 3 ulike aktivitetsområdene da. Og så har du her en link til et on-demand webinar som tar for seg den praktiske approachen på hvordan man i ditt partnersenter går inn og claimer disse co-op-midlene da. Noen andre ressurser i forhold til insentiver. Først så det en link til en on-demand session om en insentiv-update som gikk forrige uke for Western Europe. Der snakker de både om incentive rates, de snakker om co-op-midler, litt mer dyptgående enn hva jeg tar dere gjennom i dag, men det kan være verdt å sjekke ut. Så har du også ditt eget partnerområde på aka.ms/partnerincentives, hvor man kan logge seg inn og trekke ut all informasjon som man måtte trenge angående sine egne insentivsatser. Da. Og sist der så er det bare en link til en sånn partner-training-kalender. Her kan man filtrere inn på insentiver og få med seg det nye som kommer fra Microsoft i forhold til dette. Da. Så utover dette, da, nå har vi snakket en del om insentiver og co-op, om hvordan dere som en indirect reseller da, faller inn i dette store Microsoft-økosystemet. Så nå skal vi bevege oss litt mer over spesifikt på partnersenter. Altså Microsoft Partnersenter er jo gjerne en utfordring for veldig mange, og det kan nesten defineres som et eget fagområde. Og akkurat dette fagområdet er jo nettopp det PartnerCare har spesialisert seg på. Da. Og nå gjennom altså Cloud Marketplace så har du som forhandler muligheten til å få hjelp da, med alt som har med PartnerCare og insentiver å gjøre, ved å benytte dere av de tjenestene som de har tilgjengelig. Da. So with that being said, I'll switch over to English so Sebastian will understand what I'm saying and introduce our next speaker, Sebastian for PartnerCare. Sebastian, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much for your introduction. Thank you.
Let me just give you there you go.
Okay, great. Well, good morning, everybody. So we are PartnerCare. PartnerCare, we're pro support for Microsoft partners. I'll just give you a short presentation about who we are, what we do. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down and ask them afterwards if you like, and then I'll try to answer all your questions. Okay, so we started with this in 2014, helping top 1% Microsoft partners, so the big giants in the field, talking about the difference between buying at Microsoft, selling at Microsoft, and the incentives you get. And at that moment, when partners experienced that service, they said, hey, this is great, we can ask questions and get answers directly. We actually have a lot more questions about Microsoft concerning onboarding at Microsoft, product content, license technical, doing marketing with Microsoft, and all that kind of stuff. Incentives, of course. And that's how our service grew to an A to Z solution for partners. Then after a year, the distries found us and they say, can you also help our small and mid-sized partners as well? So we investigated some time to research the opportunities, and then we created a 4-step optimization program for Microsoft partners to help grow within the Microsoft partner program and use all the benefits that there are for the partner, make them available. And then we started a global collaboration in 2017 with these distributors, growing to all over 40 countries already during COVID as well. And the last couple of years, 2019 as well, we are really focusing on the different cultures in each country, because everybody thinks differently about the cloud. And we tune and tweak our service to your comfort, to make sure that you understand and to see if it works for you, and not just tell you like, hey, you should move to Azure. So why the guy hopping out of the pool? Is actually because Microsoft and the distries always make fun of us and say, oh, you guys did make the deep dive into Microsoft, claiming, we're a bit crazy, but that's why. So what are we? We are a personal guide. We give personal guidance, A to Z. So from beginning to end. We don't send out large PDFs or tell you to go to Microsoft.com. We will guide you one-on-one, a little bit like we're doing right now, log in, together, look at one screen, and run through it together. We set up a dossier together and all that kind of stuff. And to show you, these are your opportunities. This is where you can go through. Single point of contact. So no phone options, not a lot of different email addresses, just one phone number and one email address for all your questions. Okay. So we do this all over the world. And obviously we would really love to meet you in Norway, because it's a beautiful country besides that, and we're really interested in you as well, of course. Or we could meet in our office in Oslo as well. But right now with Corona, I'm sorry, but it's not possible. So we have to wait, and after that, we're happy to meet you. Okay. So what are the most asked questions that partners ask us? Most of the time it's about incentives, participation on incentive programs. You know, there are many different incentive programs, and to make sure that you get all the benefits of all programs, we have programs for that to help you with that, to run through it together step by step, and to make sure that you, every drop of sweat that you invest in Microsoft, that you get some in return. The move from old technology to new, to make sure that you, if you're still in the old, you know, with all due respect, of course, in the OEM, or volume, open license, SPLA environment, how to make steps towards CSP, Azure, and all that kind of stuff. How you further, how the customers, the questions there are, one of the biggest hidden costs of Microsoft partners is searching online, searching for Microsoft information. You know, when you're sitting still, you're not making any money. We ask, give your questions to us, and we will be happy to help you with that, right? When contacting Microsoft, they have a feeling being bounced from one support desk to the other. We always explain, well, just imagine that you are Microsoft and you're so big and you want to help everybody, you know, from baby to senior citizen. How would you set up your support desks? Yeah, you have to show different options. You cannot do it another way, but we're here to help you and give you overview and tell you who you should contact when, right? And some partners say, well, Microsoft is our biggest vendor. And we have the feeling there's so much more into that relationship. How can we optimize the relationship with Microsoft? And this is where we talk to partners and we help them lobby at Microsoft. We just go to Microsoft, meet some people, shake hands, say hi, and tell them about your business, what you do, and what you love to do, your beautiful projects. We show them and see if we can work even closer together. Okay. So when we ask Microsoft partners, what do you think when you think about Microsoft? They almost all say the same. It feels like a jungle. And that's okay, of course, you know, because it's really big and there are a lot of options. Well, let us be your guide, your personal guide. We will guide you through Microsoft and answer all your questions along the way. So you can, a little bit like now, sit back and relax and make efficient choices where you want to go. Do you like to see the parrots on the right, or, you know, go to the crocodiles on the left? We'll run through it together and we'll tell you everything about them. What's in it for you? What's interesting for you, and why you should take that road, maybe, or why you shouldn't. You know, what's the long road? What's the short road? But to make a trip, you always have to know first where you are, and from their point of the sea, you can make that travel. So Microsoft partners always say, Microsoft has a portal for everything. Administration, support, technical support, marketing, all kinds of portals. And we think, well, at day one, the idea was that the owner of the company, you know, or the manager runs through all these portals and starts explaining on all colleagues what is on each portal, which is a nice option, of course, or a nice thought. But in real life, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You guys are busy with creating great solutions, keeping end customers happy, you know, and maintaining infrastructures. And you're not going to, on a Friday afternoon, for example, get the beers from the cooling and say, hey guys, let's put our heads together and let's make a deep dive into Microsoft now. So let us be your guide. We will explain to you what is on each portal, and especially per employee, because each employee every day has a certain Microsoft workload. And if you have to start searching through all these portals, this will cost you a lot of time and money and headaches, obviously. So we are here to help you, to show you what is where, and to give you the answers to your questions. Okay, so how do we help resellers? We do this in 4 phases. Phase 1 is what we call Microsoft administration, a Microsoft health check, as we call it. We set up a dossier together to create an overview for you as a partner, where you are right now. We talk about everything: partner status, customer numbers, relationship with the distries, tenant management, which is very important, you know, the rights and privileges right now with Corona. When you're working from home, there's a lot of people working from home. You want obviously those licenses to count with your incentives, for example, but you also want the rights and privileges to be set up as well for those users. You don't want, for example, your intern logging into your backbone, right? This is where we answer a lot of questions. Strategic setup of the portals and optimization of the incentives as well. So this is a little bit of an example of the dossier. This is an empty dossier, obviously. We start to fill it in together. We talk about everything, about the basic administration, your name, your company name, your employees, your contacts, everything. Incentives, how much you should be getting, how much you're getting, improving that. Support, we don't only help you, obviously, but also all your different colleagues as well. Finance support and all these people. Okay, so that's phase 1 administration. This is where everybody starts. And yeah, that's where the whole party starts, the tour starts. Okay. When that has been set up, you will have a dossier with a lot of opportunities, to-dos, and things you want to discover, perhaps. And then you can also see like, oh, if we invest a little bit of time in training, for example, we get that in return. We get that ROE, that return on investment. So in phase 2 training, we take a look at all your Microsoft knowledge and experience, what you're good at, where you want to learn, so your ambitions, and what you want to adopt, which knowledge, where you think you're good at, for example, and how you want to learn, the method of learning. And we also advise management layer within the partner. So for example, when Microsoft is giving a presentation about moving to Azure, for example, just not a flat example, right? And then the management of the partners always say, oh, we have to move to Azure as well. And then sometimes we have to say, well, but you have OEM people as technical people. If you want to make them Azure people, that's what we call a steep learning curve. You don't want to do that. You first want to move to cloud, sales pay, understand the monthly model, and then move to Azure. So we create a parallel learn growth between management and technical people sometimes. And we always look at time investment versus Microsoft ROE. So you don't start filling your wall with gold certificates without really having a plan to it, obviously, right? So this phase can be set up parallel to phase 1 administration as an option. Phase 3 is incentives. This is where we take a look at all the incentive programs within Microsoft. Make a deep dive together, show you what is where and how to optimize the use. And this is why in the first or second call, we already ROE on your partner care cost and start to make you money. We take a look at all the rules and guidelines, the margins per product group, so you can strategically use the incentives as well in your products and in your strategic negotiations when trying to win a deal, for example. We look at all the deadlines and do claims and verifications together with Microsoft. We help you claim your co-op as well, if you like. Okay, because we're that third party that you need. Okay. Phase 4, this is support. This is once we know what, in Dutch we say we put the train on the tracks. If we know your basic administration is set up the right way, and we know about what you know, then we are able to support you the right way. Because there are also obviously a lot of opportunists in the market as well. And people that say, oh, I see a beautiful Azure deal with a lot of margin. I never installed it before. I'm just going to jump in it. And then we say, well, be careful, because you should first do training, understand Azure, and then after 2 months, they come back and say, oh, everything, is blown to pieces. We need help. So we also take a look at what you know to support you the right way. We take a look at answering questions. We answer all your questions, not only for you, but also for all your colleagues, all your different departments as well. Single point of contact, one phone number, one email address, one contact person. So you only have to do your story once, and your contact person will start to understand your company, your situation, and develop from there. Here we answer all questions about for all kinds of partners, small and big, including all verticals, you know, partners that focus on education, health, or government. And this is where we answer all questions about program, partner program, doing marketing with Microsoft, product content, license technical, up to the most complex mainframe and enterprise license technical questions there are. Also in the weekend and at night, so 24/7. And we also do this white label. So we don't pick up the phone with partner care, for example, but we will do the call with you to your end customer if you want us to. If you have certain issues that you can fix by yourself or you need some help with, that's no problem at all. We will help you with that. Okay. So that's phase 4 support. Where can you activate all these services? It's simple on your cloud marketplace, of course. You log in. I'll just show you. I just logged in. We're not a reseller, obviously. You click on your name of your company, search new services, and there you see 10-hour bundles as well, but we'll show them later. You can search for phase 1, administration. I think you can also search for administration. Yeah, you see here administration as well. Admini. Yeah, that's about it. You search for Microsoft, it's on the bottom, I believe. Yeah, here we go. Phase 1 administration, you see? That's where you can start the service. You can easily click on it. And then obviously continue to order. Put in your name, last name, phone number, that's it. We will call you within 24 hours. This is all personal guidance. We try to contact you personally first time. We'll attempt the second time and a third time even if we can't reach you. Or I'll send you an email afterwards telling you, hey, we tried to call. Would you want there, you know, see if when you can give us a call. So if you order the service, we'll contact you right away, okay? Very simple. The prices is also very simple. 1,020 Norse crowns per month with monthly executable, so you can stop whenever you feel like it. These are the basic packages. This is where most of the partners, this is about 1 hour per month or 2 sessions of half an hour. You can plan these yourself really easily by the link in each consultant's signature. You see there's a link and then you have your own agenda where you can plan and choose a date. See, you just fill in your name, email address, easy as that. Or we can plan it together during the call, right? So most of the time, the basic administration works for most of the partners. And some partners say, well, we have to do more with training, for example, to really understand, you know, cloud and Azure. Or we need to make some changes into our incentives. This is the additional program for incentives. So we talk about incentives already in the basic administration. And for the bigger partners that do more incentive, you know, like plus 10K, for example, we have an additional program on incentives where we make you even more money. We find more money for you. Support obviously starts at 1,020 crowns as well. You can answer a lot of your questions. Try to answer all of them. We answer 70% directly. That means within 24 hours. The remaining 30% is divided in 2 groups of 15%. 15% is for our heavyweight colleagues. If there's the question is so difficult within Microsoft, I have my colleagues and they help answer the questions. The other 15% are technical issues within Microsoft where we need to contact together. We help you, obviously, contact Microsoft together and fix the issues within Microsoft, okay? Then there are also additional packages for partners with special situations. For example, if you are about to lose your silver or gold status, we will help you then. We'll tell you, okay, give us a couple of more hours and we will put you back on track to make you understand how to get the silver and gold the most efficient way, right? Because if you lose your silver and gold status, this has a huge impact on your internal IT cost. You don't want that, right? You don't want to pay for your own internal IT. It's a lot of money. Sometimes, you know, 7,000 to 8,000 euros per month. And with this package, you only invested once, additional to phase 1 administration. We'll be able to put you back on track. So you can use these hours all over the phases. Okay, you can spread them up. A second special situation is, for example, when there are so many incentives to claim and you're just before the deadline and you don't know what to do, then we ask you, okay, buy 10-hour bundle, and we set this up for you the right way. Our calls most of the time are always very positive because the partner discovers all the possibilities within Microsoft and all the incentives that he or she can be getting. But sometimes you also figure out you've been losing a lot of money, and those are the more painful conversations. We call it pulling off a band-aid. You have to understand that if you lost 30, 40 or 50,000 Norse kron last month, that's not a happy feeling, right? So then we say, okay, give us a couple of more hours, because each month you're losing money. That's horrible, of course, right? And you don't want that money to go to waste. So give us a couple of hours and then we'll fix that for you. So next month, you'll be working towards getting your incentives. It's not like a light switch you put on, okay? This is a complex process. You have to make sure that all the noses are the same way within your portal. And then the third special option, that's for technical issues. Like I said, we answer 70% direct, and the 15% that are more complex, we always listen for free the first 30 minutes to assess the severity. So for example, if it's an end customer is a bakery, for example, that's one severity. But if it's a banking or an insurance office that is down, that's a whole nother level of severity, right? And this is how in that half hour we assess what the problem is and what the possible solution is. The power of our service is that we tell you up front what the possible solution is, how long it will take, and how much it would cost. So you as a reseller can make the choice. Okay, we're going to try to fix this ourselves. Now we know what the issue is. We'll let partner care help us, for example, or we'll do this together with Microsoft or the district, And then you can make the choice what you want to do. That's the power of our service. And there are different levels, obviously. You understand when you really need Microsoft heavyweights, these cost, 2,000, 2,500 crowns per hour sometimes. They don't go in the basic package, obviously, right? That's logical. Then we normally also give training on site, on premise. And we come to your office if you have the feeling that the whole office hasn't adjusted to the cloud yet, hasn't embraced the cloud yet, doesn't really know, what the cloud yet is, or the Azure. And here we explain commercially, so sales-wise and technically, what is the cloud? We talk to your colleagues for a morning or a day, if you like. We could do this online, if you like. We can set that up. But if you want us to visit us, it's when it's a little bit, calmer on the COVID side, we are able to. Okay, and then we're happy to help you. So in short, yeah, that's what we are. We are a guide in the Microsoft jungle, and that's what we do. We guide people, and we really like to help you. So that's the end of the presentation for now. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, there's no questions that has come in thus far. Okay. So either everything made sense or everything did not make sense. But let's assume everything makes sense. That you guys help with Partner Center, and if people have trouble with Partner Center, use Partner Care.
Yeah, and the tenant and the Azure portal and everything around it, right, guys? And the marketing. So really, all the portals of Microsoft are here to help you for you, especially the claims as well. The co-op claims. The 1st of January is the deadline. And yeah, so we'll be happy to help you. We will be your third party. You need a third party to invoice you, and we'll help you. We have a pretty nice deal in that area. We do all the marketing for you, so the visuals, the pre-approvals, the web stats, the stats, the numbers, the whole plan. We set it up together. We run it together, and we'll be able to help you with that as well. So just see if there are any questions.
Sebastian, I
Yeah.
kind of have a little question that you might be able to clarify. I know that's an issue that a lot of resellers have had. So you know the case when a reseller has several MPN IDs and trying to figure out which one to use. Is that something you guys can help with?
Yeah. So within Microsoft, each partner has over 6 customer numbers, right? And starting with the TP-ID number. That's within Microsoft, the top parent ID number is what it's called. And then along the way, you have different customer numbers. You have different MPN numbers, location numbers, PCN numbers, chip numbers, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we will run through that in detail, telling you what is what, how to set up what, and how to approve or how to get your Microsoft business flow through the system the right way. Within Microsoft and the distributor system, you know, also has one of the best cloud marketplaces, you know, and we really show you the power of Also's cloud marketplace as well. That separates them from others, and this is really nice. This is one of the biggest advantages of besides the personal contact with the account managers, obviously. But yeah, we run through that together. That's correct.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. Sebastian, I'm just going to give a quick little note in Norwegian, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Jeg fikk ikke nevnt det i starten av webinaret, men vi kommer i etterkant til alle dere som har deltatt og sende ut en liten feedback-form, for vi ønsker å forbedre oss og se litt hva dere tenker om relevans på webinaret og hva dere fikk ut av det, etc. Så veldig fint om man besvarer det. Og når vi sender ut det, om dere ønsker å få tilsendt presentasjonen som ble henvist til i dag, så det bare å si ifra om det, så skal vi få sendt det ut. Og utover det, i forhold til partnercare og det Sebastian har lagt fram også, hvis dere ønsker en samtale med noen i Altså først, for eksempel meg, så det bare å ta kontakt angående om dette her aktuelt for dere eller ikke. Let's see here. Okay, så det har kommet inn et spørsmål angående hjelp med partner, om man ønsker hjelp med sin partnerkonsoll, da, hvilken tjeneste det man, for å sjekke ut om ting man kan gjøre bedre, hvilken pakke det man bruker, det kan jeg godt klassifisere. I can take it in English, so Sebastian will understand it as well.
Yeah,
so the question here is if the reseller wants to get they need help to go through their partner console and to check out what they can improve and so on and so on. Can you clarify which package they should start with?
Okay, you can still see my screen, right, guys?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. So phase 1, administration. This is where everybody starts and is mandatory. Because if you want to make, you know, a trip, you first have to know where you are. And this is what we call in Dutch putting the train on the tracks. And this is where we start to log in together and, you know, log into the Partner Center portal and run through every step, through each button in a certain way. Obviously, we're not physically going to run through each button, obviously, but we have a system where we run through together to make sure that you see what your current situation is, what your profile is. You have different profiles within Microsoft. And we run through it and we explain everything. Yeah, this is our portal, and we always do some tests. That's why it's in verification mode. But this is where you see, okay, this is my customer number. These are my agreements, you know, and we explain what is everything. And we literally run through everything together to make sure that you understand as a partner in a speed that you like. And that's how we set up phase 1 administration, is really to understand, like, okay, this is where I am. These are my agreements. These are my tenants. This is the business that is connected to my profile. We run through MPN to your cloud business, your referrals, your lead program, your incentives. We run through everything together, you know. And from that point on, you will get an overview of what are your to-dos, what you should do, you know, and what are your options? Where can you go? Where would you like to go in this trip? And how to make your first steps towards adopting new knowledge, for example, or get certain competencies. We have a lot of questions about NPN, and then a competencies area. Microsoft has over 20 different competencies and how to achieve some of these, you know, and what Microsoft is cleaning up as well. You know, the application development exams that are being killed, for example, and the new exams that are being implemented, and what you should do and what's the easiest way to do it. The shortest route to there, so you don't get too much headaches, you know? Does that answer your question a little bit?
I think it does. It kind of just to sum it up, that's the, if you want to start and get help with your partner center, have you guys come in and take a look. It's the phase 1 service you order through the Also Cloud marketplace. That's the initial point, or the health check.
That's where everything starts. So sometimes a partner is, like I said, in a special situation, and they'll say, oh, I'm about to lose my partner status. Then sometimes we advise, okay, take phase 1 and phase 2, for example. So 1, administration, we'll take a look at your administration. And parallel to that, we start phase 2 training as well, to get your people knowledge up and running to the right level within Microsoft. Or when they say, oh, we're losing a lot of money, then sometimes we advise right away, start phase 1 and phase 3 incentives, for example. Then we start both projects at the same time. But phase 1 is always mandatory. Or when you have technical issues, we'll tell you to start phase 1 and phase 4. The reason why we have phase 1 mandatory is because we always have to know that the basics are set up the right way. If the basics are not set up the right way, there's a lot of chance that you're not getting certain, you know, strategic points that you want to be getting because the basics are not there. And that's why we always start at the basics. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Any more questions from the audience? Let's see here. Sebastian, can you talk a little bit more about the price the reseller will have to pay per month and how that works?
Yeah, the price will seem to be, looks cheap, but we like to first win your trust, you know, and from that point on, show you all the opportunities. That's our way of doing business. We want to be crystal clear to you, so you can make choices where you want to go. And that's why the basics, we know where our experience is. We've been doing this for many years, obviously. So we know once you know all the opportunities within Microsoft, you'll say the first couple of meetings, you know, the first 1 or 2 meetings, then you'll discover, and then you'll say to yourself, oh, I already have my whole year Microsoft Partner Care or Partner Care, the price back already in refunding because of all the things that I know right now. And because of the information I got, I can easily activate phase 2 training as well, because it will make me more money, for example, or more knowledge, or more benefits, you know, or more software, or more marketing opportunities. And then for the partner, it's easy to upskill. And we know that we can, if we reach that ROE moment, that the partner understands, okay, these guys are showing me opportunities and making me money instead of costing money. And that's why we know we can set the bar low for you to step in, to meet our service, to give us our introduction to you, and that you can grow further from there. And that's why, you know, it will sound low maybe, but yeah, the partners stick with us for many years because they know each month we have something new to tell them about Microsoft. We keep them up to date and up to condition. Does that answer the question a little bit?
Yeah, because the question was kind of directed towards why the price is, so I'm referencing the 4 packages, why the pricing is per month and not just a one-time fee. Can you clarify a little bit on that?
Because obviously Microsoft, and in the ICT industry, this is one of the fastest moving businesses in the world. You are in a fast river, a fast current with stones in everywhere, you know, where you can bump. You can, and with a bump, I mean, will take you time to research, read Microsoft, search for Microsoft information. This is your biggest hidden cost within your company. You know, research discovered that each employee searches at least 1 hour per month per employee for Microsoft information. And let's just imagine how much employees you have and the amount that you bill towards your end customers. You know, let that be 1,020 Norse crowns per hour, for example. Do that times your employees. This is one of your biggest hidden costs. And by sending your questions to us, we will be able to help you answer them, and you can continue work instead of, you know, having the headaches of searching for Microsoft information. And you bump, and then you know, and that's where you. So that's in basics the reason why. Does that answer your question better?
I think it does. So bottom line, the price is per month, but you're not obligated to stay for some.
Yeah, because of all the changes within Microsoft, you want to be kept up to date monthly or 2 times a month, you know, but you want to do that in a monthly or 2 times a month or at least quarterly basis. And that's why partners stick with us for many years. You know, we don't do this once and then you're good. You know, Microsoft presented their new incentive percentages last week. You have to adjust to that, you know, and if you like, you don't have to, but you know, you can. And they have adjustments all through the year. And this is why it's a monthly subscription, to keep you up to date at each moment and not just once a year.
All right, thank you. Thank you for,
no
for clarifying.
No problem.
See, I don't see any more question at the moment. Let's give it a couple of more minutes.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, and it's also with the learning of Microsoft. Microsoft is in this industry, obviously, and being the leader, you know, one of the leaders, you have to change constantly, and that means the knowledge that a partner needs to adopt is quite extreme. The changes that one makes. It's not like it used to be, you know, when you could do a couple of Windows trainings and Office trainings and then you'd be good. Now this is constant training and constant motion. You know, some partners there, you know, if you sometimes have some partners that have an X amount of, you know, customers and they feel good with that and it's always the same business, then it's good, you know, I'm happy. But most of them say, yeah, I understand, I have to adopt, I have to change. Keep on changing and keep on moving. This is the industry we chose together, right? But it makes it exciting as well, right? So a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I don't see any more questions, so I think we can end it there.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, you know, for your time.
I'm just going to finish. Thank you, Sebastian, for joining us. I'm just going to finish off a little bit in Norwegian here.
Of course.
And talk a little bit to our resellers. Så hovedverdien med det her da, er jo at de spesielt hjelper dere med insentiver og insentivordninger og akkurat den biten her. Da. Det er derfor titelen på webinaret her handler om hvordan maksimere insentivutbyttet ditt fra Microsoft Partner Center. Det er mye tjenester her i forhold til opplæring og support som man gjerne får fra altså sitt side, men spesielt på insentiver så er dette her en veldig spennende tjeneste da. Og også generelt sett det å få kontroll på eget partnersenter, det å investere litt i det, kan lønne seg, i hvert fall hvis man har slitt mye med det over en lengre periode. Partnersenter endrer seg jo hele tiden, så da kan det være greit å få dedikerte spesialister da, til å ta en kikk på det. Så enten bestill tjenesten i altså Cloud Marketplace, eller ta kontakt med meg hvis du ønsker litt mer informasjon eller en 1-til-1 sesjon, før man eventuelt tar et valg på noe sånt. Utover det så tenker jeg vi avslutter der. Jeg har ikke sett noen flere spørsmål som har kommet inn. Så ønsker jeg å takke alle sammen for tiden som dere tok dere denne morgenen her. Og så håper jeg dere blir med på de resterende webinarene som vi har i de neste 3 ukene fremover. All right. Thank you, Sebastian.
We're good?
I've made my closing.
All right. Have a nice day, guys. Right. Thank you very much.
Ha det bra.